So this is the lower tram terminal for the Comet Mine, which was the highest in elevation mine in Monte Cristo. This mine sat 2,000 feet higher than where we are right now, which means this tram spanned the elevation of 2,000 feet. Okay, so we've hiked 13 miles to this point, and this is the Philo adit right next to this waterfall here. Silvertip Peak is over there, and up here is Cadet Peak, and this is the tailings pile for the Philo Mine, which is referred to as a prospect, but based on what I've seen, I would call this a mine and not a prospect, because I believe it produced a considerable amount. So we actually came from way out there, and we've been hiking for at least 5 hours now. So this has been a pretty intense day, but the scenery here is so beautiful that you can't really go wrong with it.
That's looking out of the portal. You can see that waterfall coming down there. And it looks like it's about to start raining out there, so that'll be fun later. And this is looking down the tunnel. So we'll go check it out. So this is a blower. See, they have basically a propeller in there. It's like a turbine. And then this is what's left of an ore cart, and you can see the lever they had there to tip the cart. Pretty cool stuff. So that's the portal. We're only about 30 feet in. That is a branch off to the right. And this is the tunnel continuing forward. Now technically we're on a drift right now. This is not a crosscut, this is a drift, because up here you can see the Philo vein that they were following. But this actually appears to be a crosscut, even though it is perpendicular to the drift that we entered back there. So, kind of interesting little mix of mining terminology there. So, right here this is the first time I've ever seen this before. This is the inside of a caved adit, actually. Pretty interesting. So this is actually down that right branching drift, and crosscut. And this is actually a former adit, and it's caved, but obviously there's other ways in, and so that's why we're able to see this. But this is what a caved adit looks like from the inside. Pretty interesting. So we're coming back to that junction. So this is actually probably the main haulage crosscut. And this here is the drift, and they just happened to dig it all the way out there. And it's raining right now, so it's fun. So we're gonna continue down this way. This is the drift along the vein, and there's some really interesting stuff down here. Some pipe fittings on the ground here. weird pile of debris on the ground, and the tunnel keeps going that way. So we're continuing forward. You can notice the ore cart tracks on the ground there. And these are actually pieces of wood with strips of metal nailed down to them, so sort of the poor man's ore cart track. So here we're looking at the Philo vein. There's pyrites in here in this section. You can barely see them at the camera. This actually is probably the stuff that actually contained the gold though. And that's looking forward. You can see the vein on the ceiling as well, all the way down the tunnel. So these are 2 ore chutes down the drift tunnel. Pretty interesting that they have these ore chutes in what looks like a small mine, but they're very large, industrial sized ore chutes. We'll get a good close-up shot of those in a sec. Here are the twin ore chutes again. These are coming down from a massive stope that's right above us. And we'll get a shot of that as well, but these ore chutes are pretty cool. They're about 10 feet from each other. And so I guess for those who don't know, the ore would have come down from the stopes, which is where they remove the ore from the vein. The ore would have come down into these chutes and would have dropped down into an ore cart. And then the ore would have been trucked out to the adit. It's another really awesome shot of this Philo vein. It's hard to see all the pyrites, but this whole thing is just sparkling like crazy. So they have a platform in between these 2 chutes. And that platform is probably used to work the stope. It's pretty impressive how they were able to create these intricate structures within these mines. This one's actually slightly open. Peek up into that. Just throw my camera there. That's looking up. Can't really see what we're looking at, but that's looking up the second chute. That right there is chute number 2. And then looking up here, we have some platforms that the miners probably used to work the stope. And there's a flat, like a wall right there, probably the wall of the first chute. And what's funny here is that this second chute just dead ends right there. So maybe that was for the lower part of the stope. But I'm guessing there's a lot more stope up above this platform here. Otherwise, I don't see why they would make these 2 ore chutes here. And there's a second one down there. More pretty cool timbers holding this place up. Here's another platform for that stope. We're walking right under it. That's where we're heading. So it's hard to see, but this is the Philo vein that they were working. And you can see it go all the way up on the ceiling there. So that stope goes way up there. Can barely see. So this gives us a good view of the stope, and it goes way up there. Probably extends for a good length along this tunnel. This stope's full of these stalls. Wow, really impressive, this stope. And then down here is what we just passed through. And you can see the chute that would have been fed by that stope. So we've continued down the tunnel further, and this is a dynamite box. I don't see any writing or anything on it, but it's probably Hercules, something of that nature. That's the tunnel continuing forward. Another really interesting thing we found here is this. This is a wooden air pipe. Wooden air ventilation pipe. And yeah, I've never seen anything like that before. But you can see it connects, it would have connected up with that circular pipe back there. That circular pipe. But this must have been handmade wooden ventilation pipe. That's definitely a first for me. Here's another shot of that wooden air pipe. And it runs for a good distance. As you can see, it runs for a good distance along the tunnel. This is a very narrow little stope. It's only about 2 or 3 inches wide. It goes up there about 4 feet. So must have found some good stuff in there. That's continuing further. I noticed that the ore vein has completely disappeared here, and that was a very catastrophic issue with these mines. Okay. So here, the low budget ore cart tracks switch into normal ore cart tracks, and let's see that here. And those appear to be used for the rest of the mine till the end of the tunnel. That is the end of the tunnel here. So we're going to turn around and make the brutal hike back out of here.